Hello, I'm going to show you a quick demonstration of doing a HTTP URL connection using Java and manipulating JSON information within that file. I'm going to be using this java-json.jar file that I got online. I can post the link to where I got that in the description. This is the main method that starts everything, and everything is just done in here. It's just a simple program. So when start is called, it's going to kick off the little menu, and it's going to ask for a movie name or a title of sorts, and then it's going to search IMDB for that information. So this is where we grab the response from the website. This is the URL that we are going to be using. I just logged on to OMDb and registered, and they were able to give me an API key. And then of course I'll give you a link in the description of how to use that as well. So anyways, there are various fields that you can use. I'm just using S, and that's just searching the title of the movies there. Anyways, so we have the response that we're going to be building here. I'm starting this URL object, and I'm starting an HTTP URL connection. And with that connection, I am reading each line from the response that I get. So with the URL string that I fed in, which is the URL that I indicated above, plus the answer that the user enters for the movie they want to search for, we create this URL object, and then we create a connection. And then when we request information from the website, they just have a JavaScript file that puts it together for us and then sends it back. So we have this buffered reader to read in the information that we get from the connection. And then we add each line to the string builder, and then we set the response equal to whatever the string is that we obtained from the response. So once that is set, then we have the opportunity to manipulate that string that we have using this java-json.jar file. Okay, so after we ask the user to type in a movie, we grab the answer, and then we put in the answer into our build response method here. And then after that, we build our results, and the results are going to be put into our results map. Also, the result menu is going to be built so that we can choose what movie we want to see details on. And we can see here, as we're building results, we start a new hash map, and then we're building up our menu. I'm using a JSONObject class from the java-json jar file I have here, and I'm feeding in our string. And this will be able to parse the JSON object into a recognizable object we can manipulate or read data from. And then just as an example here, I have the website here where I've searched Guardians of the Galaxy, and this is the JSON that popped out of there. And then I used this website, the JSON editor online, and I just added it here so it's more readable. And you can see here that there's a search parameter. So this is the main object. This is just a string, and this is an array list. It has objects inside it here. So we can see that I'm using a get JSON array, and I'm putting the search keyword as a parameter. It's the key, and it loads in this object. And I'm using that to grab each individual JSON object inside this array. As we can see here, we have individual JSON objects here. So once I grab those JSON objects, this is kind of a convoluted way of putting together the menu, so I won't get into that. So I'm building the menu, and I'm putting together the variables that I'm putting in. I'm just using a formatter string to print off the menu. But as we search through each search item, each array item, we're grabbing the JSON object out of the JSON array, and then we're grabbing the title, and then we're putting the title into the menu. So, and then it builds out the variables that we're using in the menu. The most important part is grabbing each JSON item right here. Now, and there's also another part where we're going to be using JSON. So after it builds a response, it builds the results right here, and then we run program. And this is where it runs on a loop for the menu until the user chooses 0 to exit the program. So here's our result menu, and these are our variables. I'm using printf, and when the user makes a choice, and this isn't very user friendly, it's very error prone, I haven't tested this too much, so I don't recommend this to be used, but when the user makes a choice, we're going to look at results, and results is our map where you feed in an integer and it feeds back a JSON object. And so if it's not null, then we obviously know that it was loaded with movie data. And so we could see here the results. We put in whatever index we have and then our JSON item in our results. So if we are able to get back a result here, then we obviously have a JSON object and we want to print that movie data. So we grab the JSON object and we feed it into this method. This method, this is my format string, but I'm just using the JSON object to grab the title, the year, the ID, the type, and the poster. And I know these all exist because of the helper here. I was able to look at them here. So I grab all that information and then I just print it out using printf. And then after it prints those results, then I call this method and it just resets the menu for me, so the user has more options after it displays that. But that's basically it. The user will have a choice to search for a different movie or look at the previous results and then look at the details of various movies. And I'm going to demonstrate that here for you. Okay, so when we run it, it's going to ask for a movie we'd like to know information on. So I'm going to search this again just for demonstration purposes. And it looks like I think it only returns 10 results every time. But we have these various movies we can choose from. So if I want to look at number 7, Disneyland Resort, it'll give me the information here about the Disneyland Resort title, the year, and then of course if I want to see the poster, there's the URL to view it. And then it gives me additional options here. So what would you like to do next? Search for another movie. So then I can type pirates, and then it'll pull up any movie that has pirates in the title, and I could either search and look at the details of, let's say, Pirates of Silicon Valley, and it'll give me those details here. And then if I want to select another movie from the results, I can look at the results again and say I want to look at the Ice Pirates, and it'll give me those results here, Ice Pirates. And then if I want to exit the program, I can. Thank you for using our services. So that's just a simple demonstration on how we can use the JSON object we received or we requested using the HttpURLConnection capabilities, and how we were able to loop through those JSON objects. So thank you for watching.